my dear students. Today we're gonna talk about the second lesson in algebra, which is non-negative integer power. Let's see the first rule. We have here 2 like base, half raised to power 2 multiplied by half raised to power 3. How to solve that? In this case, if we have 2 like base, we write the base as it and add their power, like that. It will be half raised to power 2 plus 3. It will be equal half raised to power 5. And by doing the previous steps which we have learned before with Mr. Hazem in lesson repeated multiplication, it will be 1 raised to power 5 over 2 raised to power 5, finally equal 1 over 32. But what we can do in this case, if we have 2 like base but they are different in sign, like that. In this case, we must search if the power here is even, we can cancel negative in this case. If the power is odd, we keep negative as it. But in this case, we have here negative third raised to power 2 multiplied by third raised to power 1. Because when we haven't here any power, it means it is raised to power 1. So how to solve this case? This case we can cancel negative because we have here even power to be third raised to power 2 multiplied third raised to power 1. And by doing the previous steps, we keep third as it and add their power to be third raised to power 3 and distribute power above numerator and denominator. It will be finally equal 1 over 27. Let's see more exercise. We have here negative quarter raised to power 3 multiplied quarter raised to power 1. As the first time, we must search if we can cancel this negative or keep as it. In this exercise, we must keep negative outside brackets. Why? Because we have here odd power. 3 here is odd. So we keep negative outside brackets. It will be negative 1 over 4 raised to power 3 multiplied quarter raised to power 1. And the negative here stay outside brackets and add their power to be negative 1 over 4 raised to power 4. Take care, in this exercise we have even power, but what we can't cancel this negative. Again, in this exercise we have here even power, but we can't cancel this negative. Why? Because when we have even power and the negative here is outside brackets, we can't cancel it. So keep negative as it and distribute power on the numerator and denominator like that. It will be negative 1 raised to power 4 over 4 raised to power 4, finally equal negative 1 over 256. Let's see the second rule here. If we divide 2 like base, what we do in this case, we subtract their power. Again, if we divide 2 like base, what we can do in this case, we subtract their power. I means we have here 2 thirds raised to power 5 divided by 2 thirds raised to power 3. We write the base as it and subtract 5 minus 3. It will be 2 thirds raised to power 2. And we distribute power 2 up and down to be 2 raised to power 2 over 3 raised to power 2, finally equal 4 over 9. Let's see the second exercise here. Negative 1 over 4 raised to power 5 divided by negative 1 over 4 raised to power 2. The first time, I told you before, we must state if this negative, we can cancel it or keep this negative. In the first part, we have here odd power, so we keep negative outside brackets. But in the second one, we have here even power, so we can cancel this negative to be negative 1 over 4 raised to power 5 divided by 1 over 4 raised to power 2. And this negative stay with us all this exercise. But we put this negative outside brackets and subtract their power to be negative 1 over 4 raised to power 3, and we distribute this power up and down to be negative 1 over 4 everyone raised to power 3 finally equal negative 1 over 64. Let's see the last one here. Here we have two operations. We divide and multiply in the same exercise. How to do that? At the first time, we must state if we can cancel this negative or keep it. As the first one, negative quarter here raised to power 6, and 6 here is even number, so we can cancel this negative. And the second one, here is also even number, we can cancel it. And the last one, also here is even number, we can cancel it. And we can do it as a first time. How? We just write quarter, and when we divide, we subtract 6 minus 4, it will be equal 2, and when we multiply, we add the result 2 to the final answer here, 2 also to be quarter raised to power 4. Again, when we divide as the first time, we subtract 6 minus 4, it will be equal 2, and add the result 2 here to be quarter raised to power 4, and distribute here power up and down, it will be equal 1 raised to power 4 over 4 raised to power 4, finally equal 1 over 256. Let's solve exercise on this lesson. Exercise number 1, calculate each of the following, then put the result in simplest form. Number 1, he gave me here quarter raised to power 2 multiply quarter raised to power 2 also. How to solve it? Yes, I told you before, when we have two like base, we multiply, it means we must add their power. It will be equal, number 1, quarter raised to power 4, yes, and distribute power up and down. It will be 1 raised to power 4 over 4 raised to power 4 equal 1 over 256. Number 2 here, he gave me 2/3 raised to power 3 multiply 2/3 raised to power 2. By doing the previous steps, keep 2/3 as it and add their power because we multiply two like pairs to be here number 2, 2/3 raised to power 5, and distribute this power up and down to be here 2 raised to power 5 over 3 raised to power 5 equal 32 over 243. Number 3 here, we have here a problem because we have two like base 2/3, but they are different in sign. So we must search if we can cancel this negative or keep as it. Because here is odd number 3, we keep negative outside brackets and add their power to be here number 3 equal negative open brackets 2 over 3 raised to power 5, and keep negative as it and distribute power up and down to be negative 2 raised to power 5 over 3 raised to power 5, finally equal negative 32 over 243. Let's see exercise number 4. 1 over 5 without any power, I told you before, it means it will be raised to power 1, multiplied by negative 1 over 5 raised to power 4. But we have here negative, so we search if we cancel it or keep as it. We here have even power, so we can cancel this negative. It will be finally number 4 equal 1 over 5 and add their power. It will be equal 1 over 5 raised to power 5. And we distribute this power up and down to be 1 raised to power 5 over 5 raised to power 5 equal 1 over 3125. Let's see number 5 here. Yes, in this number 5, we divide two like base. How to solve it? I told you before, when we divide two like base, we must subtract their power. It will be equal 1 over 6. When we subtract their power, it will be equal power 2. So number 5 here, it will be 1 over 6. 9 minus 8, it will be equal 1, not 2. So 1 over 6 here raised to power 1, and we can distribute this power up and down. It will be equal 1 raised to power 1 over 6 raised to power 1, finally equal 1 over 6. Number 6 here, we have here two like base, and we divide both of them. So we must solve it by this way. keep 2 over 7 as it and subtract their power. It will be 2 over 7 raised to power 2, and we distribute this power up and down to be 2 power 2 over 7 power 2 equal 4 over 49. Number 7 here, we divide also, but we have here negative, and we have here odd power, so we keep negative outside brackets and subtract their power to be number 7 here equal negative, open brackets, 3 over 5 raised to power 2, and take care here, 2 here is even number, but we can't cancel this negative because I told you before, when we have negative outside brackets, even power here can't cancel it. So keep negative outside and distribute power up and down to be finally equal negative 9 over 25. Number 8 here, negative 5 over 2 raised to power 2 divided by 2 and half. They are not like base, but you note here this is an mixed number. Sorry, this is a mixed number here, so we can exchange this into fraction 4 by using your calculator. It will be equals what? Yes, let's see. It will be equal, because here we have even power, we can cancel negative to be 5 over 2 raised to power 2. And the second part here, it changed to be also 5 over 2. Now we have 2 like base, so we keep the base as it and subtract their power to be here 5 over 2 raised to power 1. And by distributing this power up and down, it will be finally equal 5 over 2. Number 9, we have here more rational numbers, all of them multiplying each other. How to solve it? We can solve it as a first time. We keep half as it and add their power. So it will be equal 9 half raised to power, yes, 6, because here we have 2 plus 1, it will be 3. 3 plus 3 equals 6, and we distribute this power up and down. It will be equal 1 raised to power 6 over 2 raised to power 6, finally equal 1 over 64. Number 10 here, he gave me 4 over 5 raised to power 8 divided by 4 over 5 raised to power 6 multiply 4 over 5. How to solve it as a first time? Yes, we can write 4 over 5 as it, and when we divide these two rational number, we subtract 8 minus 6, okay, to be equals what? It will be equal 2, and as a result, 2, the last one here, the power here, it will be equal 1. It will be 2 plus 1 equals 3, to be like that. It will be 4 over 5, we subtract 8 minus 6, plus 1, like that. It will be equal 4 over 5 raised to power 3, and by doing the previous steps, finally the answer, it will be 64 over 125. Thanks for your listening. Goodbye, and the next lesson.